What's up, my beautiful Aries? It's Dr. Leona coming in for your weekly reading. This is for the first week of April, April 1st to the 7th. Aries, you are the first house. Right now, your ruling planet Mars is in a nakshatra, or the equivalent of a lunar house in tropical astrology. I am a Vedic astrologer. It is called Mrigasira. That is the energy of the stag. I know. Can you feel it? It's in Gemini in Vedic astrology. That is the third house, the house of other people's children. You have a lot of choices there. Remember, other people's children is pretty much all of us, everybody in the world outside of, your children and your grandchildren, right? Even your grandchildren are other people's children, but your children are your children, and anything that comes from your children, like that's your line. So other people's children are like nieces and nephews, even your spouse, your partner, those are other people's children. So you could be feeling the energy of the stag. However, your ruling planet will be going into another lunar house on March 27th. I'm making this recording on the 23rd. So that's the war of the planets, that date. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, oh, that's a little too much skin. Anyway, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, come on over to Patreon. That's where you'll find the extended for this video and all my videos. It is unlimited. And unlimited videos means you've got like over 700 videos on Patreon that you can just literally go through for a $10 bill. It only gets better because I'm a real producer. So I make about 32 to 34 videos a week. 14 come here on YouTube. I did do this wonderful True Love Tarot. So if you believe you found your true love, or if you're looking for your true love, come on over and check that out. There is an extended for that as well. My beautiful Aries, are you ready? Because I think that the universe is ready for you. The bottom of the deck has that lovely Ace of Pentacles, money, honey. The top is the Seven of Wands. Now, Seven of Wands usually indicates for me as a reader the need to self-protect, defend yourself, protect yourself, that kind of an energy. So let's see what's happening here. Oh, 7 and 4. Okay, so 4 of Cups and 7 of Wands. So this 7-4 energy connects to July 31st of 2022. Who were you with on that date? That was a once in 2,400 year event. There was a triple conjunction between your ruling planet Mars, Rahu, the North Node, and Uranus. Yeah, you know what I'm saying there? Sudden change, total change, the things that are life-altering, and particularly connected to your physical life. And Mars also in Vedic astrology rules the 8th house. That's like secret affairs and sex and, more sex. And it's our psychology, it's medicine, it's the things we don't understand. Genomics, genomics, the dark genome. That's totally 8th house energy. What's the dark genome? Well, we're in a tarot reading, but I'd be happy to tell you. The dark genome is basically the cookie crumbs at the bottom of a grocery bag. If you had a grocery bag filled with fudge stripe cookies, let's say, the ones that have those neatly ordered plastic packages within the packaging. So the packaging itself would be considered a chromosome, and inside, the cookies inside would be like DNA, neatly ordered, all stacked up there. And the packages are completely sealed, and yet there's magical cookie crumbs down there. You and I could find those cookie crumbs because we can take the cookie packages out of the grocery bag, which is the human genome. That represents the genome. The chromosomes are in there, our DNA are within the chromosomes. And then there's all these cookie crumbs. That's actually DNA floating around from evolution. That's where they were like, hey, how come if we really did evolve, where's all those traits? Well, we don't need them as we evolve, but they're still there. They're still part of our genome. That's part of 6th house energy, Virgo energy, the house of health and hidden enemies. Because in the dark genome, those stress can actually activate DNA that's floating around down there. And that's connected to, we've learned things like, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia. It's pretty interesting. So you didn't expect to get a dark genome tutorial today, but you got one. Isn't that fun? There is some definitely 7 to 6, a little bit of backwards energy coming through for me. Again, more 7-4-7-4. So this is really telling me that there's an 11-11 here. First of all, there's twin flame energy, but I also am seeing the 4-7, the 7-4. You know, these are important numbers. This definitely has to do with July 31, and that in 2022. Again, once in 2400 year triple conjunction, the likes of which you literally won't see again in your lifetime, and neither will I. My feeling, my instinct is that if we were all here for this and we survived it, there's some karma we have to work through from a past lifetime where we may have been around at the time of Alexander the Great. I mean, he did change the world at that time, right? So who knows who we were, what we were doing, but it might be a good time to find out. I do past life regression, so let me know. Let me know. It is expensive. I'm not going to lie to you, you know, because it takes a lot of energy. Yeah, I also do psychic readings, of course, but you don't even have to pay for that. Come on over to Patreon, and I do it for my Patreon people for free because I love you. All right, so my beautiful Aries, I love you too. Let's see what's happening here. This is kind of an interesting reading. You've got the 8 of Cups, 4 of Cups to the 8 of Cups. So you're holding back on moving toward love. You're kind of feeling a little bit defensive. You may be a little triggered. I feel like some of you have been triggered by love. You may have found someone who loves you. You may love them back, but there's something holding you back at the same time. And it looks like there's a potential failure to launch here, or a delay that could come up. And there's this Pisces energy. So this is delayed, this holding back. Everything is connected to loss. Some of you are feeling also like you need to be free. You don't want to be held down. That's very Aries energy to me. I do see victory coming in over this energy of failure. So I think that if you are afraid of failure, like that's why you might be getting kind of defensive. Basically what this is telling me here is 7, 7, and the number 3. So what I'm getting from that is that with the 3 of Wands, that in time, things will change for you. You may need to get some assistance, some professional assistance. Maybe a therapist can help you, a life coach, someone that can help you move on from whatever it is that's keeping you from moving forward towards this love. I mean, truly moving forward. There is some kind of an energy here, the devil energy, Capricorn. Okay, I do see Capricorn, Pisces, Aries energy. That's you guys, you know. So some of you have some Pisces placements. Believe it or not, in Vedic astrology, if you are within the first 24 degrees of tropical Aries, you're actually a Vedic Pisces. Woo. Yeah, I know. It's like a whole different, we groove on that sun sign, don't we? Because of tropical astrology, we grow up with it. If you're in the States or the Western world, that's pretty much the wheelhouse there. And you're like, oh, I'm a Leo, I'm an Aries, I'm a Sag, I'm Pisces, whatever it is, I'm Libra. We all have this like badge of honor for our zodiac sign. And then when you apply something that's like 13,000 years older than that, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not an Aries, I'm Pisces, or I'm not Leo, I'm Cancer. And then you're like, what? The only ones who kind of feel good about it, Saggy out there, any of my Saggies out there that might be listening because you have an Aries placement, you would, in the first 24 degrees, you'd be Scorpio. And everybody's like, oh yeah, I want to be Scorpio. Scorpio is like the bomb. They make money. They can transform anything. If you have a Scorpio moon, Aries, it is a debilitated placement, but I'm just saying to you, that Scorpio moon, whoo, baby, you can make money. You are literally magic and you don't even realize it. Yeah. I see Capricorn energy here. Again, I see Pisces, Aries. I see victory. There's going to be a victory here in time. You'll go from 7 of Pentacles to this beautiful victory with 10 of Pentacles. So there is a new marriage here, a new family possibly coming in for you. That's very nice. I did see my beautiful Aries getting engaged a little while ago. So it does look like in time you'll be able to move away from this devil energy as well. This devil energy is causing a conflict, so it could be codependency. It could be addiction. I think it's codependency for some of you. It could also just be the fact that You may, again, have some depression, anxiety. There's some mental health energy here that needs to be fixed, and it will be in time. I mean, we aren't broken, you know, so when I say fixed, I just mean you just need to get some therapy, talk it through. Sometimes, you know, medicine just isn't enough, and it's not the only solution. You know, there's therapy is a really good thing. Talking things through. We are built literally to express, and when we do, our whole limbic system changes. It's so interesting. Our psychology affects our physicality, and we do know this, right? So like that's being confirmed again and again and again in these peer-reviewed studies. So hey, I'm just saying, there's a lot of protective energy surrounding a conflict here connected to love. So some of you have this potential marriage here coming in, new family, some really great energy, because Hangman in reverse is sort of reversing that loss, and it's moving towards freedom. It's getting that fresh perspective. So I'm hopeful for you, my beautiful Aries, very hopeful. I don't like to see all these difficulties. Someone's at a crossroads. That's why you're holding back. You want victory, but you might feel a little stuck. More Pisces energy coming through. Some of you might be spiritual. You might have a spiritual practice. You could just have a really good intuition. Some of you want to move towards, so a little sneaky. I see what happened here with this love. This is what, for some people in the collective, you might be conflicted because this love may have come through some less than direct road. I'll put it that way. Right, Pisces, a less than direct road. Yeah, sure, there's third party energy. There always is, because we are all connected to other people. You know, it could be literally anybody coming in and causing a problem. But it does look like wish fulfillment happens. 9-9 energy, double nines. That's karmic completion and wholeness. I love that. 9 of Pentacles, Virgo energy, Mercury here. We've got Jupiter, Mercury. Wow. Loving it. We have Saturn here. Saturn just entered on March 15th. A lunar house equivalent called Shatabisha. I dropped a whole video about it on Patreon. It's a once in 30-year cycle, so this transit goes until mid-October, from mid-March to mid-October, basically opening the door for the next karmic cycle between the North and South nodes, which will both be moving one into the 6th house, the other into the 12th house. That's our health and longevity track. So this is the time to change things in your life. And if you use Saturn energy, that slow, steady, incremental success kind of energy, consistent efforts over time, especially when it comes to your body, because you represent the body, Aries, you definitely have to start getting into a healthcare routine. And that includes, you know, going to see a therapist, as well as getting a personal trainer, getting it done. Let's go. I love it. Someone making a permanent decision, a permanent choice, having a lot of choices has caused them some pain. Oh, they're in a lot of pain. Again, this is potentially third-party energy here. I do think someone is stalking you, a little cyber stalking energy. Okay, you've got an Empress coming in, Venus energy. That's the energy of basically a female partner. Wife energy could be this is not someone you're married to. It's never the person you're married to. You always want to marry this person, but this person's a little bit maybe above some of your pay grades, and that's why you're presenting to me as a cardinal sign, air energy, that's swords. Some of you are presenting as coming in as a little bit off about this person. You want to see them, you want to be with them, and a new cycle is about to begin for some of you, but some of you do feel stuck, and we're going back to this energy. So I can keep pulling cards, but it looks like the same thing is happening. Some of you have a previous relationship. You could be still married, but some of you aren't. I can see that very clearly, and you're moving on to a second relationship with the Virgo energy, 9th house energy, that's Sagittarius energy. That's where you find second spouses in Vedic astrology. Yep, like I said, what did I say? 9th house Sagittarius, and literally just pulled it. Coming over to Patreon. You will not be steered wrong there. You will not. This is a relationship coming in For some of you, a second marriage, very healing relationship. The things that the person says to you, the things that they do, the way that they make you feel, especially for you, Aries, the way that they make your body feel, as well as your mind, they really appeal to you. There's just going to be major happiness coming in. And this happiness, because it's connected to this Virgo and Mercury energy, some of you could have your Mercury in the sign of Leo in the 5th house. Maybe, I don't know if it's no, it's not in the 5th house for some of you. It could be 8th house, 9th house energy. That's going to help you get to this space with this second marriage or this second opportunity to find real love. By the way, I did drop a True Love Tarot collective energy reading today with an extended over on Patreon. You can find the initial video here on YouTube and then head over to Patreon for that extended. You'll see this. You'll see that. You'll see anything else, your moon sign, your Venus, your your soul sign, which is your sun, your ascendant. Look at anything you want. And it all is covered by that $10 bill today. It's unlimited. I mean, you can see anything you want. Yeah, I know. It's kind of cool. I like it. So this is an energy of, again, marrying this person. It's going to be your wish fulfillment. You might have met them through work. That's how it started, perhaps, for some of you. And, okay, well, I'm not going to tell you anything more, but I am seeing some interesting things. We'll continue this in the extended, my beautiful, beautiful Aries. In the meantime, I'm going to clarify this last line of cards because this is kind of a preview for you. So I'll just be putting the last line over here and I'll be putting some cards on it just because I'm curious and like to see more about what's going on in this energy. Oh, yes. And you know what? I'm going to do something slightly unusual. I'm going to take these cards too. I want to check out that. So I'm going to just clear the deck in about a moment. But first, I'm going to shuffle up Timothy Lance's Archeon deck because we all like to see the cards being shuffled. Of course, I'm not as fancy as some of the other readers because one of my hands doesn't work the same way. I'm a disabled reader. I know it is difficult, but not at the same time. You know, I'm all right. I think that that's something that we all kind of have to get to in our minds. You know, no matter what terrible things have happened to you, my beautiful Aries, and I can see here this kind of sense of like there's something that's happened to you in another relationship. Perhaps it was a marriage for some of you. Perhaps it wasn't. It could have just been simply watching your own parents fail at their marriage. Maybe they didn't, maybe they got divorced, maybe they didn't, but maybe you wish they did. I'm raising my hand there too. You know, there's nothing so strange as watching your parents separate, move into separate houses, but then, you know, continuing to go on vacation together and like, you know, it's just such a strange thing. So, all right, my beautiful Aries, we're going to clarify. Let's clear this deck though first. Do you like my little shells? They were over here, but I didn't think people could see them. They're from Cape Cod, actually, right? So isn't that lovely? That's where I'm initially from. That's where I was born, and now I live in New Orleans. I'm a NOLA reader. I'm not in New Orleans right now, though. I can't tell you where I am, but I am working, and it's kind of cool because I'm here. Although what's not cool is that when I got here, it was like a blizzard. So we'll clarify that pain card right there. We've got this energy of Mercury. A lot of Mercury energy came out for you. So we have a lot of 9th house energy and the Empress. So remember, gender is fluid, my beautiful Aries. So if some of you are looking for an Empress, the Empress is very much here, like a celebratory energy surrounding this Empress. You want to move towards them. You want to send them messages. And you want to move the wheel of fortune. Get that going. Some of you are a little stuck. My great-grandmother in a whole other language would say that sometimes the wheel of fortune gets stuck in the mud. But once it gets moving again, it's going to move quickly. So I do think that's happening. You have angels right there for you. Beautiful energy of angels. We're going to put down cards that are going to help us to clarify why some of you are holding back, what that energy, where's that self-sabotaging energy coming from. That 7 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. We got the 4 of Cups. We got that energy of being really defensive. We also have the 7 of Pentacles. I'd like to find out this row, I want to kind of find out where that like holding back energy is coming from. Some of you want to move forward, but you can't. There's pain there. We're going to clarify the pain right here, over here. But let's find out more about that. I also want to know when you're going to get married, when that beautiful celebration is coming in. And I saw some energy of work as well. So some of you could be getting some new contracts. Why not check out some of the career aspects, some of the money aspects? We're going to check out the sort of the mental health stuff that might be happening here, along with money and relationships. We have all of this clarification, and I'll continue the reading. This is a bonus card that will give us a little extra. The bottom of the deck is work. Like I said, that's nice energy, 8 of Pentacles energy. I think some of you have some monies coming in, and I'd like to find out. I have Aries placements, of course. Number 41, soulmate energy with the owl. Don't miss that full moon right there, okay? So connected to the moon cycles, owl sees through all things dark. Recall the wisdom of past lessons is the magic to which she harks. Okay, so this is a beautiful owl from Heidi Messenger. She was a true psychic medium. She was my friend as well. She passed away in 2019, my beautiful Heidi. Unexpectedly, like I honestly, I did have a sense of what was happening, and I talked to her about it, and she kind of said, oh, it's nothing. I'm just waiting for some tests or whatever, and I'll be done. And I just, I wanted to believe her. I wanted to believe her. Yes, I did. And who wouldn't, when you hear a friend is maybe having some difficulties. We always want our friends to stay with us forever. But she is with us still on the other side. And she's telling me now that there's going to be big changes. She's also saying that there's a lot of Aries in this collective that you have angels around you. If you're not sure, you do. You have angels around you. And whoever angels have brought into your life, whoever they've guided you towards, that's a divine connection. All right, so if you have true love in your energy and you're like, I'm not sure if this is a good idea, I'm a little afraid that I'm going to repeat a mistake or that the same thing is going to happen, SSDD, no, that's your fear talking. Sometimes we mistake our head for our heart and our heart for our head. Oh, but that's not true. That's not it. I think that's fear, also connected to ego. Fear is always connected to ego in our psychology, so we want to be so careful when we're coming from a space of fear. It's making us vulnerable. When we're vulnerable, we're not making good choices. We're making fear-based choices. It's a fear response. Fight or flight with fear, you're gonna fly away. You're gonna leave the person behind. Could be your future. I saw true love here. So check out the true love reading when you get a chance, and follow me over to Patreon, and we'll continue this reading there. My beautiful Aries, I love you guys so much. Bye now.